just like to open. I don't know how many folks have been at these presentations before, but if there are 432 people here, I think Chris Gambino just thanked 429 of you for all of your contributions, and in all sincerity, the humility and, as Scott said, the self-effacing nature, what a wonderful quality to have. And Chris, you're as great off the court as you are on the court. We're glad to have you be a part of our paddle community. Thank you. So, this will wrap it up when it comes to the Hall of Fame inductees for 2016. Our last honoree is no stranger to the Connecticut area. He is being recognized tonight for his contributions to our sport nationally over the past 30 years. That might be older than some of you here today. Specifically, our inductee has had a significant impact on the Professional Platform Tennis Association, better known as the PPTA, the American Platform Tennis Association, the APTA, and in junior platform tennis. 16 years ago, in 2000, the first PPTA certification process took place in Chicago. Our inductee not only participated in that groundbreaking event, he has been involved in certifications every year since. And as we have all seen over the past 5 years, and as Steve mentioned earlier, the teaching professionals are the core of the growth of our sport. Additionally, our inductee has helped standardize the formal evaluation and certification of teaching professionals across the country. He has certified and mentored over 100 high-profile platform tennis professionals, developing many long-lasting friendships. He is sometimes referred to by those friends as Mike the Mentor. The APTA has also benefited from our inductees' leadership and expertise. Over the past 15 years, he has chaired at least 2 APTA tournaments each of those years, including 3 APTA Junior National Championships, the 2013 Men's and Women's National Championships, 3 APTA Mixed National Husband-Wife Championships, and countless APTA Junior and Senior Tour events. As an aside, Mike has tasted gold at every level of play, winning, back in the day, 3 national junior championships, a mixed national championship. Who was that championship with? Jerry, you are the ultimate teacher. I'm beginning to wonder if it's the Gillespies and Gambinos or the Vians of the world that are winning these national mixed championships. Mike also has won many senior national championships, the 45s in 2011 and the 50s in 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. He hasn't played them yet this year, so I couldn't say 2016, but his partner along the way there, Mr. Erskine, well done in helping your friend be a national champion throughout those years. Ron Erskine there. But in our selection committee, we believe that Mike's greatest contribution to the game, above and beyond the PPTA, what he's done for the APTA, his level of play, the greatest contribution Mike has made to the game is his commitment to the growth of the junior platform tennis game. For those 30 years I mentioned, Mike has been devoted to junior play, both on a local and a national basis. His students have won 14 national titles, and they also happen to include current Hall of Famer David Allmuller. Mike serves on the executive committee of the APTA Junior and College Development Committee, and he worked very closely with Patty Hogan in delivering the 2015 National Junior Championships, as well as the 2016 National Junior Championships that just took place a couple of weeks ago. He is currently the Platform Tennis Director at Indian Trail Club and has been a valued mentor to 2 national championship teams, Sue Airy and Jerry Viant, as well as Anna Brzova and Vicky Stoklasova. But not lost in these high-profile relationships is the simple fact that Mike is a true advocate for all juniors he works with on the court. He continues to make a big impact on the next generation of players in our sport. In closing, Mike has made significant contributions to our sport on a national level for 3 decades. The PPTA, the APTA, and juniors far and wide have been the recipients of his tireless dedication. And now, he is the recipient of the APTA's highest honor, the Platform Tennis Hall of Fame Award to Mike Gillespie. Mike?
Actually, it does fit. Very good.
Well, I'd like to thank Tim McAvoy for saying all those nice things about me. And I'd like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for all the work they do in putting this together. It's really an honor to be included this year with Bobo Delaney and Chris Gambino, as well as all the other Hall of Fame members. It's really very special to me. When Steve Baird contacted me over Christmas saying I was being inducted into the Hall of Fame, it was really kind of stunning to me. I didn't know how to handle that or manage it, and it just kind of felt kind of surreal. So I thought about it for a while, and I think what finally hit me was I started thinking more about all the people that helped me get here. And I feel really fortunate and lucky that I had so much help. I think first and foremost, my family has been tremendous support for me. I mean, I had some talents on the court, but my wife definitely helped me manage and become a better person and a better pro, and she's an educator and she's very passionate, and she's done a lot for me as a person. And it's really special tonight that she's here tonight with my son Alejandro and Gabriela at the table right there. And she's always been very supportive, even on Sundays when I was so upset about losing the day before and moping the whole day. She was, still very, very supportive. It's very special to come back to the Country Club of Darien and have this induction here. I lived up here for 27 years, and we had so many good times at the Buchanan Field Club, and we had some really great group of guys. We used to play a lot of paddle together here and over at Weburn, and so this is a very special area, and it's very special that I'm here in Connecticut back again after I moved. I was thinking about when I first played paddle, I have to thank Randy McIntosh. He probably doesn't play paddle anymore, but he invited our family to play paddle back in 1975. And we went out to play, and I quickly realized that this game was really fantastic, and this game really grabbed my heart. So I have to thank Randy McIntosh for introducing me to paddle. The following year, I played the Junior Nationals with Ron Erskine, and that was my partner back in 1976. It was 40 years ago. We played Junior Nationals this year, and we went out to Pittsburgh, and we lost in the quarterfinals. And it's pretty amazing that 40 years later we were playing together, and that's very special to me. We grew up in the same hometown, and I'm very happy that we have that friendship. I feel very fortunate that in the late 70s, my mother was playing league paddle, and I was a teenager, and she had a coach named Phil Crane, who's no longer with us. And we would get these calls at 6:30 in the afternoon, in the evening, and they would say, we need a fourth, we need a fourth. So my parents would drive me to Montclair Golf Club, and I would get to play with Phil Crane and Bruce Kelsey and these national level players. I was a 16-year-old playing with adult national level players. I was so lucky. I was on the court with fantastic level players, and he taught me how to hit the cut overhead, and he was a really good friend, and I was really fortunate that he looked out for me and he helped me out. And one year I was at a tournament, and I was super lucky to meet Hank Irvin. He was the director at Short Hills Club, and he offered me a job to work at the Short Hills Club with him. So I worked there for 5 summers. And I remember the first day I arrived at work, and I started working with him, I realized, like, oh my God, this guy is amazing. So for the next 5 summers, I just studied him. I looked at everything he did, watched him very, very closely, and I was just like, I am so lucky to be in his presence. So he was an amazing director and an amazing pro, and I learned so much from him, and he really did set me up going forward. So I owe a tremendous amount to Hank Irvin. I do remember a couple years later I was teaching somewhere, and someone said, well, where did you learn to teach? And I said, oh, I learned from Hank. And this woman said, well, that's a feather in your cap. And I thought, I guess she's right. Yeah, there's a feather in my cap. So anyway, Hank was really amazing for me. So after college, Ron Erskine and I hooked up again, and we played for 4 seasons, and it was pretty seamless. We started playing again, and we were in the 1994 Nationals finals. No, we were in the Nationals, and the greatest thing about playing with Ron that year was that his uncle was watching us at Fox Meadow, and his uncle's first name was Gillespie. So when we were playing our matches and they were saying advantage Gillespie Erskine, he was incredibly excited because that was his name. and so we did make it to the finals that year. And then 4 years ago, we started playing 50s, and Ron and I won the last 4 years, and it's been, every time we walk on the court, it's just like it's easy. You know, we walk out there and we have our routine, and it's like an easy dance. So I really like to thank Ron for being my partner. I've had a few other lucky days. One lucky day was back in like '86. I played the Mixed Nationals with Mac Lestak. She was from Chatham. And we played a first-round match in the Mixed Nationals, and we played against this woman who got every ball back, and she was tenacious, but we beat her. And we did beat her. So I'm really 1-0 against Jerry Dion. That's really the truth. I mean, how many people have a winning record against Jerry Dion? So the following year, there was a tournament at the Round Hill Club where I was teaching, and Jerry approached me in the paddle hut, and she says, "Do you want to play mixed nationals?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, it sounds good. Let's play mixed nationals." So that was the very beginning of a great friendship. I was incredibly lucky to be partnered with Jerry, and just to be around her is just fantastic. We won the mixed nationals in '89, I think, '89. And a few years later, she asked me if I would do paddle camp. So paddle camp. So we started doing paddle camp, and we traveled around the country. And I did paddle camp with Sue Airy and Jerry Vian, who are sitting right there. And it was an amazing experience. We spent a lot of time together. Sue Airy is in charge of our schedule, and she filled every waking hour. We would finish 11 o'clock at night. We would start the next morning at like 8. And we had to like find out where all the Starbucks were, wherever we were, because we had to get coffee. But we would spend a lot of time traveling. We spent a lot of time in the car, and we would talk about our formats, and we would tweak our formats, and we would, try to improve our teaching. And I really grew as a pro in those years working with Sue and Jerry. It was really, really quite special. And then about 6 years ago, I was incredibly fortunate to get offered the director's job at the Indian Trail Club in Franklin Lakes, New Jersey. It was an 8-court facility then, now it's a 10-court facility. And I needed some help finding an excellent assistant. So the first person I called was Jerry Vian. I said, "Jerry, who should I get?" She said, "Anna Brzova. You should get Anna Brzova." So I chased after Anna Brzova for like a month. And I was after her, and she wasn't committing. So I think Jerry stepped in and called Anna and said, "You really should do this." So Anna committed, and we've now been working 6 seasons together at Indian Trail, which is really a fantastic place because they really value paddle. They love paddle. And we've held a lot of events there, and the energy level is fantastic. And I finally found I've found a home at that club. Thank you for tonight. Thank you for all the volunteers. I know there's a lot that goes into this, and I appreciate all the efforts. Thank you.